up something on Instagram earlier, and I ran into Gianluca Conte's ass again. Fucking it's QCP Queen City Prince. I never heard of that, and I've never heard of that one because if he was the Queen City Prince, it would just would have been a thing. You would have heard of it. You wouldn't have heard of some dick being poured into some pasta. Do you understand what I'm talking about? But there is like this fucking. I'm just saying, y'all are getting way too ahead of yourselves. Like, y'all, no, y'all are getting way too. Somebody there was. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just being serious. Like I'm being. I'm just being. I'm not throwing shade. I don't throw shade. I just assess. Do you understand? I don't throw shade. I only assess. Do you understand? Y'all need to go to the educational system and the dictionary, okay? Y'all need to fight the dictionary. Don't fight me. I just read the book and I apply it to life, okay? Don't fight me. Fight the books. Fight the dictionary, okay? Just fight the dictionary. I don't shade, I simply assess. I don't shade, I simply assess. I'm not jealous of fucking anyone. I just assess who they are. If they're rude as fuck, if they're disrespectful as shit, that is not throwing shade. That's like you're disrespectful as fuck. Like there is so much evidence that you are disrespectful as fuck. And you throw shade and you prevent like you get together with other people just to prevent someone else from shining that's not doing anything to you. Do you understand? Now that is Paris Hilton, for example. So I was anyway. So no, because I'm being serious. She does that to kids. She's been doing that since I was a fucking kid, and just analyzing, connecting the dots together. It's just that I read body language and I connect the dots together, and I realize I'm very, 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 very what do you call that? I'm a guru when it comes to gossip. Like I know who's even when people have their mouth shut, I know who's talking what shit. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I know who's saying what. Because the situation, it's just always about the dynamics. You know what I'm talking about? It's just always about the dynamics. And that's just about it. It's always about the dynamics. That's just simply it. You can tell who's talking shit, who's doing what, who's planning what, who's acting like who's gaslighting. Paris Hilton is a gaslighter off the fucking ass. Like, a rapist as well, because I'm just saying, like, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I ran into Gianluca Conte and his bullshit, and there was this post he posted, and it was like some Swiss magazine, and they were calling him legendary, and I was like, girl, no. No, 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 no. Gianluca Conte is not legendary. I'm so sorry, but not sorry. I'm just assessing it. He is not legendary. Like, he is not Nobel Peace Prize level. Do you understand? Do you understand what? He is not Eleanor Roosevelt level, even Greta Thunberg level. Like Greta Thunberg is already she's already reached legendary status. Doesn't matter what anyone says. She gets laughed at and trolled and fucking dragged all around. But I mean, she's reached legendary status because, for starters, she doesn't flip. If someone is genuinely into Greta Thunberg, she doesn't pull out, go on Snapchat and takes a picture and flips that person off. She doesn't do that. She doesn't like attack that person. That's when you lose legendary status. I'm so sorry, but legends tend to be like these. They're heroic. They're heroic people. Do you understand what I'm talking about? They stand for certain causes and they're heroic. Like, I'm talking about heroic. They don't fuck up their heroism. Do you understand what I'm talking about? That's what legendary status is. They are heroic. Of course, y'all are gonna sit there and be like, oh, legendary is just what you make it. And it's just like, no, it isn't, because the dictionary states what it is. Paris Hilton is, for example, one of those types of people. For example, she calls herself an icon. People, this didn't, okay, do you understand what I'm talking about? Like, you know when things, like, I learned this word from Gaga, and it's organic. And I was thinking, I always thought that word was stupid because the dictionary is stupid or some shit. No, not the dictionary. I just understood, no, like linear, I don't understand how to describe it. Linear or exponential. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Linear or exponential growth is organic, but it has to do, like, it's so obvious that the person didn't will that upon themselves. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It's so obvious. Like, people started calling them that. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like, it's not, I mean, Gaga at the end of the day, she told herself, she was like, I came here to be a legend. And I'm like, girl, well, I don't know, you're kind of incongruous when it comes to LGBT rights because you mingle with people, like, that's not heroism. You mingle with people that harass the fuck out of fucking LGBT people. Paris Hilton, for example. She is a fucking abuser off the fucking ass. You're also one of the toxic feminists. You're not a feminist that supports men and women equally. You're just, look, like, you don't understand. This is the thing about you, Gaga. You don't understand what feminism is. Feminism is just simply like a man can be a feminist, a woman can be a feminist. It's just simply being an advocate for women's rights. That's it. It just has a name. It's called feminism. Now, y'all go, you start making, when you start making a cult out of it, that's when things start getting out of fucking hand. Because you can be a feminist, you can be an LGBT rights activist, you can be a fucking, for all I care, you can be a Chinese activist, Chinese rights activist. Do you understand what I'm talking about? But I don't think you're a legend, Stephanie. I'm just saying, because you mingle with extremely corrupt people. Look, for example, Benazir Bhutto is a legend. Hillary Clinton wishes she were Benazir Bhutto. She wants legendary status. Kamala Harris, if we want to talk about legendary status, like levels of legend, I mean, Kamala Harris, I wouldn't necessarily say she's a legend in the sense that she mentioned things that were true, but then got her, like, people made fun of her for it. So I would say she's a legend in that realm. But contrasted to Hillary Clinton, Kamala is a legend. I'm just fucking saying, because Hillary Clinton, I've always envisioned Hillary Clinton as this elitist off the fucking ass. Donald Trump is not a legend. He will never be a legend. Like, I'm just saying, like, he will never be a legend. There's nothing legendary about Donald Trump. He's not heroic, okay? Like, he's not heroic. He has, like, you know, legends are people that tend to take care of vulnerable people. And they're not assholes like Gaga. Like, Gaga tries to make it seem like she cares, but it's just like, bitch, you're selective. Legends aren't selective. That's the thing. That's what's your fucking problem, bitch. Because you're petty. You're an elitist. Legends aren't elitist. I'm just saying. But Donald Trump is not a legend. Charlie Kirk is not a legend. Ben Shapiro is not a legend. Now, Matilda, Mara Wilson, his cousin, is a legend. She is a fucking legend because she represented so many abused children. I'm just saying, she represented so many abused children, so I'm just saying, she is a legend. The Trunchbull, just that movie is legendary. Matilda. Titanic, for example, is a legendary movie made up of people that have lost all legendary fucking status imaginable. Leonardo DiCaprio, the crappy hoe, he's lost all legendary status because he's just a fucking mess. He used to be legendary, but he lost that status. Like, you can drop out of being legendary. Now, Gianluca Conte has never been legendary. He's just like some fucking, I would call him like an upper middle class boy. Upper middle class boy. I wouldn't even call him upper class. I would just call him upper middle class boy that mingles with other upper middle class boys and talks shit with them. You know, Paris Hilton has upper middle class vibes. She doesn't have upper class vibes. You know what I'm talking about? You can have money and have any type of vibe. You know what I'm talking about? You can have all the money in the world. For example, like Elon Musk has hood rat, like low lawless vibes. For example, like he has billions of dollars, but he's gutter. Like, he's a gutter person. Like, he's really rude. He's crass. He's disrespectful as shit. He's insensitive. He's selfish. He's an elitist. He mingles with people that, you know, just, he thinks he's above everyone, or gets together with other people that think that they're above other people. His idea of freedom is just simply getting away with abusing other people. That Elon Musk is not a legend, will never be a legend, and I'm talking about theatrically speaking, he will never be a legend. For starters, he copied and pasted legends. Like Nikola Tesla is a legend, and he copied and pasted a legend, so he's not a legend. I'm just saying he literally copied and pasted a legend. He literally just calls his cars Tesla. He's not a legend. Mark Zuckerberg is not a legend. Tom Anderson from MySpace is a legend. And I'm not saying that out of bias, it's just the assessment. Anyone who experienced MySpace knows how legendary Tom is. He is an icon, but he's also legendary because Tom was so not problematic at all. Everyone remembers his picture. It was so familiar and so friendly. There wasn't arrogance to it. Do you understand? Mark Zuckerberg, on the other hand, he walks around like this. Tom was just sitting there like, really, that was Tom. That was literally Tom. That was literally Tom. We were all happy whenever we saw Tom. Tom Anderson. The fucking leader of MySpace, but we never felt below him. We never felt below him. We felt like equals to him. Mark Zuckerberg, on the other hand, God, it would just be great to live during the time when he dies, because he's not a legend. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like, he's a villain. He's definitely a villain. There are legends and then there are villains. Paris Hilton is a villain. Okay? That's been made very clear by the collective for a very long time. If anything, America is no longer, it's not a republic, like in Star Wars, for example. Star Wars has a republic and it has an empire. America is an empire, okay? Ran by capitalism and a whole bunch of other bullshit to manipulate. It's like this system that's designed to manipulate everyone while telling them that they're free. And there's like an oligarchy happening. There's a lot of confusion. The mainstream media is really like, they call it freedom of the press. Like I said, the idea of freedom here in the United States is just simply getting away with abusing other people. That's it. That's freedom according to the standards of the United States. Getting away with abusing other people and manipulating them and taking advantage of them and exploiting them and gaslighting them and all types. It's just literally about puppeting other people. That's literally what America is about. It's not about letting other people free. No, it's about puppeting them around. The media does this. There are so many books and so much disinformation off the ass. Disinformation off the fucking ass to control other people with lies. And I'm not talking about misinformation, because misinformation is what children do. It's when you hear something and you're like, Mommy, I heard that blah, 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 blah will happen. And your mom's like, that never happened. How did you even believe that? Do you understand? That's misinformation. Misinformation is telling your friends, oh, Santa Claus is real, because you're certain Santa Claus is real. Disinformation is when you know the truth and you're not engaging in a white lie. A white lie is when you tell your friend, like, you know, you're just joking. You're saying, you know what? Girl, your dog just died. I saw it. Girl, she just got ran over. And your friend, ah! And then when they get home, the dog is just sitting there. That's a white lie. Some of y'all might call it cruel, but it actually isn't cruel. It's relieving. It makes them appreciate the dog more. So, I'm just saying. But anyway, disinformation is a black lie. It's when you're lying to someone to actually hurt them. Like, you're fucking telling them, like, for example, like, I heard that drinking bleach actually, like, is good for the heart. And somebody drinks that and they end up fucking dying. That is disinformation. Now, this country is filled with that. Paris Hilton is a perfect example of a person that lives for disinformation. She is a fucking wolf in sheep's... Actually, she's not even a wolf in sheep's clothing. She's just a fucking felon. It's just already written down. It's just already written down. She's just a fucking felon. She's not a little girl. She's a fucking grown-ass fucking woman. She's never been poor. Like, she doesn't have... She's never been in a situation where a judge could look at it and really be like, I mean, like, this bitch is poor. Like, she's literally poor. Like, I mean, she gets to get away with this because she's poor. Like, it's obvious that she was being puppeted around. Like, she couldn't even fucking make her own choice. She thought that she made her own choice, but she was being disinformed by these fucking people. No, she's in a position of power, and she abuses that position. So I'm just saying. Same thing goes for the rest of the Hilton family. Same thing goes, anyone who's wearing high fashion and all this shit, all these... Y'all do that to manipulate at the end of the day, because Let's be real. That shit doesn't even look that great unless you're wearing Versace. Um, the sunglasses are nice. Balenciaga is stupid. Kanye West has some nice shoes. The Yeezys are nice. I'm assessing. People will be like, oh no, it's all subjective, but it's just like, no, I know ugly from pretty, trust me. I know ugly from pretty. Balenciaga has been like harassed. Well, rightfully so. They're not being harassed, they're being assessed. I don't want to call it criticism, I'm just calling it an assessment. Like looking at it and calling it for what it fucking is. It's not throwing shade, it's just like, okay, y'all are walking around in mud and all this stupid. It's like, no, it's now you've created a grotesque form of art that isn't something that somebody would consider high fashion as in beautiful. Do you understand? It's so intricate. It's, do you know Victorian fashion, as stuck up as it looks, is beautiful. Nobody's gonna sit there and deny that. Like, it has intricacies, it has symmetry, flowery designs, all type of that stuff. Like, all that stuff looks good. Florals for spring, groundbreaking. But still, florals look pretty. I don't necessarily wear florals like that, but I can tell that they look pretty. I'm just saying, they look fucking pretty. So I'm just saying, like, there are certain things that are beautiful and certain things that are just fucking, bitch, shut the fuck up. And I'm just saying, at the end of the day, legendary is legendary. Gianluca Conte, Paris Hilton is not legendary. I'm just fucking saying, like, they want to say she's a legend in the reality TV industry. It's just like, there's, number one, if reality TV were good to watch, then people in that realm would be called legendary. Like, legitimately. Like, if reality TV wasn't people just doing stupid shit, which it's just so weird because it's just like, I don't think that's really reality, because a lot of people in reality are just, I don't know, like playing video games. And of course, Paris Hilton would be like, well, that's boring. And it's just like, oh, okay. So you're doing things deliberately, so you're improvising, so it's not reality TV. It's not what you would just normally fucking do. That's not it. Because really, at the end of the day, that makes no fucking sense to be running around having cameras following you 24 fucking 7. Number two, I'm being serious. Like, she's a rapist. She's a rapist. I'm being fucking serious. Like, she's a fucking rapist. All that shit isn't reality TV. It's fucking fake, because she's not doing something that she would naturally fucking do if there weren't cameras pointed at her and it wasn't going on TV. I'm just saying. Number two, entertainment TV. E-television. Like Beyonce, for example, she's not a legend. Beyonce is not a legend. She's too abusive to be a legend. Like, do you understand the difference between propping someone up and making them look like a legend as opposed to someone actually being a legend? Do you understand what I'm talking about? There's theater and there's legendary. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Because Beyonce is propped up. She's propped up. She's propped up to look like she's a fucking legend. She's not a legend, though. She does things that are extremely abusive. She's very insensitive. She thinks the world revolves around her. She thinks that she has, like, some superior knowledge that other people don't fucking have. So she's not legendary. Also, that situation with Jay-Z, that throws her off of legendary status, because she's trying to paint it like she's Jesus. Like, forgive everyone. It's just like, no, like, that's a pretty nasty-ass relationship. Like, crack dealer, abuser off the ass, Jay-Z. Like, he's an abuser. He's a fucking abuser off the fucking ass. Very abusive. He's a very abusive person. She loves violence. Beyonce loves violence. So she's not legendary. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like, she loves promoting violence. She's not a peaceful person. She loves promoting violence. She's a fucking not a legend. Those are villains. Villains love to destroy the equilibrium of tranquility and peace. That's what villains do. And Beyonce does that, because I don't know what's peaceful about some random ass song coming on the fucking radio. And really, at the end of the day, villains have their fucking minions. Villains have their minions. Hold on. Villains have their minions. What these people like to call them are fans. They like to call them their fans. Those are your minions. You are a villain. For example, Lady Gaga is a villain. first I was like, she's a villain with a cause. You know what I'm talking about? I was like, no, because that's legendary. She's a villain with a cause because she showed up and she practically said, fuck all of you, gay rights. And I was like, that's legendary. But then, and God, when I saw her, I was like, she's building up in legendary. She's building up legendary. She's building up her legendary status. Whenever she saw Paris Hilton, and Paris Hilton was like, oh my God, I love her. Oh my God. Like, she's a fucking dog or some shit at a pet shop. Oh my God, I want her. Can somebody buy her? And Gaga, she's like, do you want to collaborate with me? And Gaga was like, oh, hail to the fucking, oh, girl, you must have lost your damn fucking mind. That was not entertainment for me. It was more like, I can't wait for someone to kill Paris Hilton. Do you understand? That's been one of my biggest wishes, desires, dreams, because she's a villain. She's a fucking villain. She's not a person that at the end of the day I'd be like, wow, thank you so much for the theater, you were so entertaining. It's like, no, you're a villain. Like, it's just like, no, nope. You know what I'm talking about? You know, in the theater, you're so good at acting like a villain that you're actually raping me. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, that's Paris Hilton. It's like, you are so good at playing the villain that you're actually sexually assaulting me. Like, you're so fucking good. I'm just saying that People magazine is a villain magazine. It's all villains. Gianluca Conte, he's a villain. He's a fucking villain. He's a villain. I'm just saying, because at the end of the day, it's like, you're not Rachel Ray. You know, people that try to create funny out of things that are serious are villains. I'm talking about seriousness. Like, real seriousness. Lovely Peaches is not a villain. I would call her legendary because she did go after villains. Like, for example, Charlie D'Amelio, just by looking at her, she's a villain. She's stuck up. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like, she's stuck up. Do you understand she's stuck up? Like, she thinks she's better. Do you understand? Peaches, like, does not think, she really makes fun of herself, and she's like, she would say some shit like, you bitches could never eat my poop. Like, I eat poop every fucking day, and I go to fucking public toilets, and I eat I eat all the fucking poop. And you bitches could never get on this level. You bitches could dream. You could dream to be up in these heights. You could dream. But you'll never get to eat as much poop as I fucking do. Now, that shit, that makes her a legend, because it's like, it's the most, like, modest thing imaginable. I don't even know how to describe it. Like, she's acting arrogant. She's not actually arrogant. Paris Hilton is arrogant. You can feel it coming off of her. You can feel it coming off of her. You can feel it coming off of her. It's like she's a replicant. She's a villain. Nikki Hilton is a villain. The Rothschild family, they're villains. Like, they're just villains. A lot of these Jewish people are villains because they're consistently it's like generations later, they're trying to abuse other people, and they do abuse other people by pulling that whole shit like, oh, I had a grandmother in the Holocaust. And it's just like, okay, so does that mean you get to stomp on me and abuse me right now? What does that have to do with anything? Jewish people, a lot of them love to pull the Holocaust card to get away with cheating, lying, gaslighting, stealing, abusing, shitting on other fucking people. I'm being serious. It's like a collective vibe. And we all know this collectively. And like I said, it's not good to generalize Jews, because there are plenty of Jews that are like, fuck that stupid shit. You know what I'm talking about? The ones that they call the rebels. You know what I'm talking about? The rebels, the villains. No, the ones that look at the situation, they're just like, I'm not going to associate with that stupid ass fucking bullshit. It's like black people that say, I'm not going to fucking sit there and attack a white person because my great grandmother was fucking enslaved. The fuck? I'm not going to do that. Nope. Nope. Paris Hilton is a villain. Abraham Lincoln was a villain. That's why he was fucking murdered. Not murdered. He was assassinated, disposed of. JFK was a fucking villain, because you look at the dynamics. He's arrogance. Do you understand what I mean by arrogance? Like, these people walk around like they're just fucking... hey, blah, 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 blah. Fucking own it all. You know what I'm talking about? I own it all, and me and my group own it all, blah, 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 blah. And let me, and you know how they say, I'm just like you? I'm just like everyone. It's just like, bitch, don't talk, number one, don't talk to me like that. Don't talk to me like that. Because I can tell that you're a human being. And you're talking to me as if you are above me, but you have to clarify that you're just like me. You lost your legendary status. I'm just saying. Or if you ever even had it. Paris is a villain. Kathy Hilton is a villain. Rick Hilton is a villain. Hassan Piker, villain off the fucking ass. That Artyom boy, whatever the fuck, that little gay CGI little fucking Ukrainian piece of shit, that's a villain off the ass. There are crazy, like, I'm talking about, there are minions and villains in the gay community. These people are villains off the fucking ass. The lesbian community has a lot of villainous lesbians, but I'd say it's less than the villains of the gay community, like gay men. Gay men are fucking villainous off the fucking ass. Drag queens, for the most part, are villains. I've met some drag queens that are not rude people, they're kind people. Bianca Del Rio, Roy Hancock or Hancock, whatever his name is, he's a villain off and on stage. He's a villain with makeup on and without makeup on. Half of the gay porn industry just villainous. Like, the porn industry is just villainy. I'm just being serious, because at the end of the day, it's just like, what kind of sexual health is that? Like, how does that benefit people's sexual health? Why don't you get people sex instead of putting it on a screen? Why don't you do a service, a philanthropic service that has nothing to do with sex on a screen, but actually getting people sex without them having to look for it? You know what I'm talking about? It's kind of like an AI matchmaker. How about an AI matchmaker that doesn't have you looking all over the place like a fucking chicken without your fucking head? How about you do that? I don't know, using cookies, I don't know, doing something. But as far as it's gone, y'all are villains. And then y'all run around talking about, oh, porn stars should be treated on the same level as actors and actresses from big ass Hollywood films. No, they shouldn't. Girl, I'm being serious. No, they shouldn't. Because really, girl, all you need is some drugs and an asshole and a penis or a pussy. I'm just saying. It is so simple. All you gotta do is, like, spread your legs and that's it. They try to make it seem like it's something that's over the top, but it really isn't. It is stupid. And disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Because I'm pretty sure if I collectively brought everyone together and asked them, would you rather be in that scene, or would you rather be watching it and masturbating while these people are running around freely all over the fucking place, just in the back of their heads knowing that that's happening? Would you rather it be complicated and stupid like that and abusive and undignified, or would you rather be in that scene? Huh? Okay, so that's why pornography, the whole porn industry, is villainous. It doesn't give a fuck. These people, these executives, and all these fucking people from that stupid ass fucking industry, they don't give a fuck about healthy collective sexual well-being. They don't. They think that collective sexual well-being is people looking at... That's not sex, dude. That's looking at a screen, watching people having sex and masturbating. That is what it is. That's it. That's it. It's not, and they want to say it's educational. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Because what you're implying is that sex was never natural. That's what you're implying. That you need to be educated in it because you would never know what to do. I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't know. I just think it might be just a tiny little bit straightforward. Just a tiny little bit. If it feels good, do it. That's literally it. That's literally fucking gay, straight, bi, lesbian. If it feels good, do it. And y'all are over here, I swear to fucking God, like, y'all are over here twisting things apart. For example, Rose McGowan is a villain. Rose McGowan, feminism, like, all that shit is villainy. Like, the cult side of feminism is villainy. Because they come together and call all men rapists. If that isn't so villainous, that is villainy. There is no scientific proof that all men are rapists. There is no rape gene. That is disinformation. That's called villainy. It's not even close to being funny because these women that do that tend to be really ugly. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it would be funny if they like fit the part of like the clown. You know what I'm talking about? Like the villainous clown, but it'd be funny because they, I don't know, like dressing up in a certain way that if they say all men are rapists and they all have a rape gene, but this bitch is covered in mucus. You know what I'm talking about? There's, while she's saying that, she's like, there's mucus and fucking, there's a big stamp on her forehead that says, I am a stupid, dumb, little whore, bitch, trash, slut, skank, all over her fucking face. And then she has one little fucking mohawk, one small mohawk. Actually, you know what? They all kind of dress like that. Never fucking mind. But, oh man, sorry. I just described a feminist. One of the cult feminists. Like, I never said a mohawk, but a strand of hair that's this high up. All of her hair is shaved around. It's just like this ponytail that's been like held up by Gorilla Glue. But anyway, Rose McGowan is a villain. She looks like a villain. I'm just fucking saying. She never really played nice roles in anything she ever did. All of her stuff was like bratty. You know what I'm talking about? Bratty, like the mean girl type shit. The I'm too sexy, so stay away from me type shit. It's just like, bitch, let me tell you something about Puerto Rico. I remember whenever I was growing up in Puerto Rico, during the formative years of my life. And in hindsight, I look back at these like examples, you know, like on fucking that bullshit People magazine or Men's Health, which makes no sense because it's heteronormative as shit. You know what I'm talking about? GQ, whatever. And they put like these people on the cover and call them the sexiest person of the fucking year. And just based on my knowledge while I was growing, let me tell you something about Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a melting pot, I guess, like you could call it. It's not really a melting pot in that sense, but it's like there are so many different types of races here. And while growing up, I saw different types of races. I saw white people, I saw black people, I saw mixed people, I saw Asian people. And a lot of these people are like, according to the ideal of hot, are very hot and sexy. But here in Puerto Rico, like a lot of these people, it was like with the exception of like Maripilis, like that bitch. Like it was the exception of her or like J-Lo or some shit like that. But collectively, like, there's just sexy people running around here, but they don't give off these arrogant, fuck you, I hate, you can't touch this, blah, 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 vibes. It's just like, people are just walking around. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Okay, it's kind of like Sweden. You know when people talk about people in Sweden being so sexy and blah, 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 and so tall and slender? It's kind of like there. But when you meet Swedish people, like they aren't walking around, they're just like normal. Like, do you understand what I'm talking about? This is American villainy, and this is why I hate the United States so fucking much, dude. Because it's just like, people are not normal here. Like, people think everything's about drama 24/7, and it's just like, I really loved whenever, it's kind of like, I'm living in Puerto Rico now, but I've been so traumatized by America that I can't even enjoy the time here. I'm being serious, like, I can't enjoy the fucking time here. I can't enjoy it. I can't enjoy it because I feel like I have to get this vengeance. Like, I swear to God, like, I have to get, not vengeance, but justice for the rape that occurred over there. I'm being serious. Like, every time I was ever raped in my entire life, sexually assaulted, was always happened. It happened in Texas. Every time in my life. I'm being serious. Let me think. Was I ever sexually assaulted here in Puerto Rico? I guess maybe like the media, kind of like the American media, of course. Like, I guess you could say Maripilis is one of those people that are like sexual assault people. You know what I'm talking about? Like, they do stuff that, like, you know, like telling you about their sex lives, and it's just like, bitch, like, you're like Snooki. I really hate you. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you're Snooki and I hate you. That's it. Snooki is a villain. She's not a legend. Maripilis, at the end of the day, I wouldn't call her a legend. I would just call her Snooki, the Puerto Rican Snooki. These are just people that have names. You know what I'm talking about? Legendary is on a different level. Like, for example, like, I guess you could call Luis Munoz Marin legendary. I don't know much about him, but I know the airport's named after him. So I guess maybe he could have some legendary status. I don't fucking know. Um, Olga Tañón, legendary. La India. La India. She is fucking legendary. Daniel Santos, legendary. Tego Calderon, legendary. Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know if he did some heteronormative shit. Maybe he did, so he might lose his legendary status. These are just simply people that, you know, there's a, like I said, there's a big difference between legendary and just well known, and you're a villain. Legends versus villains. The Real Housewives, all that shit, it's villainy. Like, it's stupid. Like I said, villainy is just simply the what legends bring around peace. They promote peace. Gaga, I think, might be a villain because it's just like, bitch, when it comes to peace, I think that ends with your fucking tattoo on your left wrist. Because you started doing things that I'm just like, girl, like, you really showing up at NFL games and sitting at the VIP booths and watching that fucking game? Girl, there better be a good fucking reason because you lost your legendary status sitting up at that fucking arrogant ass fucking booth overlooking at, no. Now you're starting to get villain status, and really, girl, like, your music, Gaga, you're starting to get you're way too overrated right now. That Disease song was very simple and stupid. It was just stupid, simple. It was retarded. I'm being serious. I'm assessing it. It was very disrespectful. And then you started to get a bit pornographic. That song was, the music video was a bit pornographic. I didn't appreciate it. It wasn't very telephone. Do you understand? Like, you weren't almost completely naked, but not pornographic. Do you understand? Like, this one felt semi-pornographic because you were wearing girl clothes. You were wearing, like, dirty little suburban little whore clothes. You were wearing suburban whore clothes. That's what you were wearing. So that's what I didn't appreciate about that. You've gotten extremely boring. I hate you for that. I hate you. I fucking hate you, Stephanie Germanata. I hate you. You gained villain status because you did everything you said that you weren't going to do, you went ahead and did. And I'm talking about, like, you weren't going to be, for example, like, let's just keep it simple. Like, it's like you practically said, I promise I'll never be a bad person. But you ended up becoming a bad person. Or you always were, you were just acting like you were good. Donald Trump is a villain off the fucking ass. We all know this. His entire family, Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., all of them, they're all villains. They look like villains. If you put these people in Disney movies, they would be the villains. I'm just being serious. Like, they look like villains. Ivanka Trump looks like a fucking villain. Like, who the fuck looks at that woman and thinks, wow, she's so gracious and respectful? She's a villain. Priscilla Chan, a villain. Oprah Winfrey is a fucking villain. Same thing goes with Gayle King. Because they're like, they think that they dominate the sphere. You know what I'm talking about? They call it freedom of the press, but it's more like oppression of other people by using the mainstream media and technologies to oppress other people. Do you understand what I'm talking about? This is not freedom of the press. It's just freedom to abuse. Well, I wouldn't necessarily call that lawful, but that's what they do either way. Joel Osteen, a villain. He's just a fucking villain, dude. He's a fucking villain. Trisha Paytas, villain off the ass. David Dobrik, villain. Jason Nash, villain. Drake from Drake and Josh, villain. They become villains. Josh has become a villain. Who else? The whole cast, Mary-Kate and Ashley, bitches, y'all became, girl, the villainy of these hoes. The villainy. These hoes reach villain status real fucking quick. Anna Wintour, villain as villains come, because she's so arrogant. She's so fucking arrogant. That Devil Wears Prada thing, man, it's funny because actually when you analyze the Devil Wears Prada, you see a very meticulously smart woman that's actually very, very conscious about human rights and how things operate, and she's a very hard worker and very dedicated and very She really appreciates people that work hard and really love the fucking passion of the fashion. Passion for fashion. No, not so much more passion for style than fashion. I'm so sorry. But she really, like, Miranda Priestley was actually a really, it's the paradox of it all, the irony of it all, that Miranda Priestley is actually like a human being. Like, that role played by Meryl Streep, she's like a human being. Like, she's respectful. She's respectful. Like, she's really respectful. I don't understand why they called her the Devil Wears Prada. She's just on a different level, and that's why she was called the devil, because she's on a different level of meticulousness. That's it. Like, she's very sophisticated. That's why they called her the devil, because she's crazy, crazy, crazy sophisticated. That's why they call her the devil. Anna Wintour in real life, though, like, you can just tell she's just arrogant as shit. Like, that's it. That's literally it. It's as simple as that. She's arrogant. She's a villain. Her daughter is a villain. Because, you know, guilty by association. This is not like the movies, dude. This is, in real life, it's guilty of association. Because in the movies, it's always like the villain, and the kids are like, oh, I never wanted this, daddy. You put me through this, blah, 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 blah. In real life, it's like they want this because they know they're getting money out of this. That's why they love mommy. And they don't give a fuck if mommy's a fucking abuser. They're gonna follow in mommy's footsteps. That is Paris Hilton. That is all of these fucking pieces of shit. Donald Trump. They know that what their parents do and their families do is take advantage of people, make extreme profits out of fucking shit that's so cheap. They lie, they disinform, they abuse, they censor people. Neil Moen is a fucking, what do you call that? We live in an empire. Y'all need to understand that. Like, we live in an empire where the emperor changes every other fucking, it's an empire for oligarchs. Okay, let me tell you something about Rome. Rome had citizens, but it was the minority of the Roman populace. It was a very small portion of the Roman populace that was considered a citizen. They made that clear and obvious towards the Roman the Roman populace. Here in America, it's a different story, though, because they know that they can manipulate you. It's like a different type of manipulative tactic. Like, it's written down that you're born as a citizen, that you're given these rights, but that's not actually happening. That's not actually happening. So, I'm just saying, you're given rights, but the rights are violated. I was violated as a child. That's just it. Citizenry here in the United States is assessed by how much money you have. The less money you have, the more of a citizen you are not. The more money that you have, the more of a citizen that you are. That's just the way it operates here in the United States of America. Everyone knows this. That's just the way it operates. Paris Hilton, but it's not a matter of being civilized. Do you understand? It's a matter of, like, the FBI protecting you. For example, like Paris Hilton, it doesn't matter. Like, the FBI, for example, the FBI is made up of people that get paid, I'd say, like, cheap trash money, but they think they live comfortably from it, and they feel like those are just the people that they should just be protecting, like people in the upper middle class type shit. It's just all about money. Like, America is all about money. It's not about rights. Like, you don't have rights just by being a citizen. Like, you don't have inalienable rights in this country. I'm just saying. There's this phenomenon here in America about, like, you know, whenever you need attention and you're not being given it, but then there's Paris Hilton who doesn't need attention and she's being given it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? She doesn't need attention. Like, she doesn't need that. She's a villain. She's a fucking villain. She's a villain. This fucking entire industry needs to fucking go down. It's not an industry. It's not an industry, okay? When there's nepotism going on and cronyism, for example, like Miley Cyrus is a villain. Miley Cyrus is a villain. She could have reached legendary status if she just stayed like Hannah Montana. You know what I'm talking about? And stayed like, yeah, it's a party in the USA. Yeah, it's a party in the USA. Like she could have stayed, she could have reached legendary status, but she is a part of a very corrupt thing, whatever that shit is called, the industry. Her sister is a villain, Noah Cyrus. Oh, girl, that girl. Oh, her boyfriend is Lil Xan. Okay, villain. Hold on. Oh, she's such a fucking villain, dude. Like, okay, whoever created the, for example, this is so, like, number one, there shouldn't even be a lottery to begin with because, the mere fact that we have poor people living in the United States of America proves that, this whole citizenry shit is not real. Like, people don't have rights here, dude. Like, rights don't, people don't have rights here. America is a fucking, like, for example, this is a very important video. This is a very important video. It is a very important video. It is very, very fucking important. But this video is going to be censored, as I'm being fucking censored consistently on YouTube. I can't even fucking post comments. They're just getting censored. Like, I'm being serious. Like, I don't even want to call them censored, but it's just like they're just not showing up. Like, somebody from YouTube put like some coding so that whenever I post a comment, it just doesn't upload. It shows as if, because I can press enter and it shows as if it uploaded, but it's just not uploading. And another thing is AI instead of human beings assessing whether you're a bad person. Now that's fucking gross because AI hasn't reached those heights yet. It will, it can, and it will, but it hasn't reached those heights. It hasn't reached those heights yet, obviously. Hold on. I don't understand what the fuck is going on with me, dude. Like, I was having a cold. I had a cold earlier, and now I don't have a cold. I don't understand what's going on with me. Like, I literally cold, like a fucking fever, and it just went away. Like, I don't understand. It makes no sense. I had a big ass sinus problem. I mean, I can still feel it a little bit, but it's just like it's gone. I don't understand how that operates. I don't get it. But anyway, villains. I really don't understand how the fuck. Maybe it's because I worked out earlier. I don't know how the fuck that operates, but anyway, hold on. So yeah, just because you were born in the United States of America and they're telling you it's so fake, it's like very sadistic coming from the federal government because the federal government is very sadistic. They're very sadistic. Like they're supposed to be the people. Let me tell you how this operates in a good republic. This is how the federal government is in the works of helping people. That's what the federal government does. Like they literally do things to help the citizenry, and that's everyone. They assess who is suffering the most. This is how things operate in republics. They assess. We don't live in a republic. Remember, we live in an empire, like the Roman. You know, the Romans called it a republic, but it operated like a democracy with all these votes and all this shit. Look, a republic doesn't operate like that. There's no democracy in a republic. A real republic doesn't have leaders or anything like that. They just educate people so fucking much. They educate everyone so much that it's just like everyone is a leader. You know what I'm talking about? That's what like you need to study what a republic is. Like democracies are not republics, okay? Hold on. Democracies are not republics.
voting and all that shit. Like, that's very stupid. Like, it disregards everyone. Like, it disregards all individuals, and puts people in groups and shit. Um, I'm just saying, voting is stupid. It just puts people in groups. It feels like a fucking kindergarten. Um, but I'm just saying, villains and villains. Gianluca is a fucking villain. He has his minions. You know what I'm talking about? Those Maternowski brothers or whatever, villains off the ass, dude. Even one of them was going off talking about, oh yeah, I'm posting a thirst trap, and I'm just like, okay, so is that funny or is it not funny? Because it isn't funny. I'm only asking that question for effect. I already know the answer. It's not funny. That's fucking evil. That's villainy. You're influencing boys to do that shit. I'm just saying, very disrespectful. It's a way of manipulating people with sex. Very disrespectful. That's called villainy. Um, who else? Like, it's just like America's just all about breaking the law. I'm just saying, like, everyone's breaking the law 24/7. Not everyone, sorry, a lot of people are. It's like crazy. It's so crazy. Ridicule. There's a lot of ridicule in the United States of America. That's villainy. Oh yeah, Dana White is a villain as villains come. That shit is so stupid. UFC is like an attempt at gladiator stupid shit. Neil Moen. I'm just saying, like, America is filled with villainy. I'm just saying, it's off the wall villainous. Um, the UFC, they're like trying to do some gladiator shit, but it's just like, you're stupid, because I'm just saying, like I said, AI is gonna get to the point where it can assess who really is good and who is bad, and it's not going to kill you violently, because we don't want to see violence. We just want to see the pooping, the seizing of your existence. You understand what I'm talking about? Like, the good people want. We don't want to forgive you anymore. I'm just saying, like, dude, you've been given every chance. Every day that you're alive, you're given another chance, and you're still harassing off the ass. UFC is villainy beyond fucking belief. I mean, seriously, this obsession, this abnormal obsession. Actually, it's crazy how you're calling it. It's just abnormal, dude. Like, it's abnormal to sit there and just worship this stupid thing that they even call a sport. It's not a sport, of people just hitting each other. Like, it's stupid and bleeding. There's just blood all over the place, and it's just like, that's not a horror movie. You know what I'm talking about? It's not a horror movie. You are legitimately doing that on stage. It's villainous. Mark Zuckerberg showed up there, and then Donald Trump is appointing him to some stupid position. It's just like, Mark Zuckerberg he's a villain. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Everything around Donald Trump is villainy. Like, he is a villain. He's literally like the spawn of fucking Satan. I swear to God. He is a villain. He's not a legend. Mark Zuckerberg is not a legend. I already told you who is a legend and what isn't a legend. Who and who isn't. Tom Anderson is a fucking legend. Do you understand? Sam Altman, unfortunately, this man is not a legend. He is a fucking villain off the fucking ass. He mingles with these people. Kara Swisher is a villain. That bitch has no idea she has no joy in her. She is a fucking villain beyond fucking belief. She doesn't have joy. She thinks that being joyful is feminine, because she's trying so hard to be a fucking dyke or whatever the fuck she's trying to be. She's a villain. She's a villain. She is a villain. She's evil. She has no good emotions coming out of her. Neither does Rachel Maddow. Like, they're villains. They're villains. Andy Cohen is a villain. Anderson Cooper is a villain. These people are all so fucking addicted to, like, literally, they're addicted to people talking about them 24/7. They're addicted to being on screens 24/7. They're addicted to themselves. They are addicted. Like, they don't care about other people. They are villains. They don't give attention where it's due. They hog attention for stupid shit. Same thing goes with Diplo. Diplo is the fucking villain. CL turned into a villain. 21 was a really nice band, but CL turned into a fucking villain. Like, that bitch, That bitch showed up to America and she's like, yeah, hello, bitches. And I'm just like, bitch, you are hanging out with every wrong person. Why didn't you stay in Korea? Why didn't you stay in Korea? Because you were too great being Korean. And then you showed up to the fucking States mingling with like dumb ass fucking people. I'm being serious. And then fucking, who was talking about her? Mark Jacobs? Or who was that guy? There was some fucking gay guy that was like, oh yeah, CL is a superstar. Like he had to fucking, I was like, CL is great as she is. And these fuckers are over here. No. You reach villainy. You reach villainy status because I'm just fucking saying, like, you started hanging out with the bullies of the United States of America. And K-pop in itself, I would say K-pop is very legendary because it's just like, dude, like they hardly have like evil in it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? It's like pure pop. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Like they don't have these fucking like beyond evil elements. Like Blackpink is villainous. Blackpink is trying to be American off the fucking ass. One of the main villains in that is that Lisa bitch. I hate that bitch. She's ugly as hell. She's arrogant as fuck. She thinks she's fucking better than everyone the fuck else. That fucking stupid ass song Money, where she's like, oh, money on my ass tonight. I'm like, oh, so I've never heard that before and that's so original. You're a villain. That's what I'm saying. Like, bitch, you're fucking stupid. Like, that shit was not funny. It's not fun. It's retarded. You think that you know that bullshit, that villainy shit. You know when you're the it girl, that means that you're a villain. When you're the it girl or the it guy, you're a villain. You're not fucking doing, I'm being serious. You're not doing anything nice. You're not doing anything nice. I'm being serious. Hold on. I don't understand how the fuck I had a cold earlier and now I don't. Like, that makes no sense. I swore I was gonna die. I swore I was gonna fucking die. Hold on, give me 1 second. Girl, I'm just fucking saying, hold on. I don't want my phone to die. But anyway, like, I'm just saying the villains of the United States of America, um, people that ridicule people all fucking day long are villains, dude. I'm just fucking saying. Like, it's just like, dude, not everyone's an entertainer. That's the fucking problem. It's like, this is the thing about the Roman Empire. Like, people had, like, labels. You know what I'm talking about? Like, people weren't just treated by their names or their individualities. You know what I'm talking about? That doesn't happen here in America either. Like, I'm just being serious. Like, Paris Hilton, at the end of the day, like, she wants everyone to have a fucking label. Oh, you're an entertainer, or she's a businesswoman, or an entrepreneur, or blah, 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 or blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, how about you die quicker? Because I really want you to die. Like, that's what, like, you know what? If I had citizenship of the United States of America, which supposedly I do, I would, there would be replicants, number one, because that would be very respectful. It would be very respectful to have replicants in the United, you know what I'm talking about, so that citizens can kill people whenever they get angry. You know what I'm talking about at a replicant? Because it's just one of my fucking like biggest wishes for Paris Hilton to just die. Hold on. It's like such a fucking big ass wish for, like, I really want that to happen because it's just like, I don't, dude, like, I wish y'all could see through my eyes. I wish y'all could just see through my eyes. I swear to God, like, I wish y'all could see her through my eyes and hear her through my ears. I swear to God, like, I hate that fucking piece of shit so fucking much. And that whole Gianluca, like, that's you know, that's villain shit. You know, Aaron Samuels, that type of shit that fucking happened on Mean Girls. Do you remember that movie where she noticed that Caddy liked Aaron Samuels? Number one, like, Regina George did had to do with fucking like getting attention by other people, from other people, and doing bullshit to bother other people and harass people. That's all. She has no legitimacy when it comes to the realm of love. Regina George is bullshit. She's a villain. She's not a human being. If anything, she's a replicant. Caddy was just a human being that showed up and was being fucking harassed. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's like, you know, that's what I'm talking about. It's kind of like me coming from Puerto Rico, where, like, you go to the States. I'm being serious. Like, you live in Puerto Rico. I'm being serious. Like, there is no racism here. There literally isn't racism. Like, you would have to make something up. Like, it would have to be a skit for it to be racism. Because it doesn't happen here. It doesn't happen here. I didn't go to the schools here, but I don't know, for some strange reason, I don't feel like I feel like if there were a clique here in Puerto Rico, it wouldn't be like the cliques in the States, because it's just like, it's too absurd to have cliques here in Puerto Rico. Because everyone, just saying, it's a little bit too absurd. Because the only reason why cliques happen in the States like that is because so many people don't know each other. That's why they start abusing other fucking people. Here in Puerto Rico, like, too many people know each other. That's the fucking thing. Too many people fucking know each other. In the States, it's just like fucking bullshit and violence off the ass. Hold on. Paris Hilton, I'm just saying, like, I wish y'all could hear her through my ears and see her through my eyes. Like, she's just fucking, she's literally like, it's like watching, literally, it's just watching, like, Marie Antoinette. Like, she, to me, is what people from the French, you know, from the French era when Marie Antoinette was abusing all these people. Like, that's who she is to me. Like, I look at her and I just see, like, this extremely arrogant fucking piece of shit that sees poverty and stays as far away from it as she can. And if she gets close to it, she has to pull out a fucking camera to fucking, you know, make it seem like she acts like she's legendary. Do you understand? She has to do things to be legend. Do you understand what I'm talking about? She, like, forces it. She forces it. It's not coming out of a good place. It's not coming out of heart. She has no heart. It's just like, dude, like, even if she were a nice person, I'd be like, bitch, oh, so now you're nice. Wait, so you're telling me you raped me and now you're nice? No, that's not how it works, girl. Sorry, that's not how it works. She's such an abuser. And that's the thing, like, guilty by age would be a fucking thing. Because like it only makes sense for you to be an adult and to be, you know, when you're abusing a child, and you're a fucking grown-ass person, you know what I'm talking about, but that's not really, CPS doesn't really work well here. I'm just saying, the United States is like a fucking, it's just the Roman Empire. It's just the Roman Empire with a different name. Except that the dynamics are way different. Like the ways of dominating and manipulating other people and running the empire are just very different. It's a lot more meticulous. It's a lot more, it's a much more sophisticated empire, but not in a good way because an empire is bad. It's like saying a much more sophisticated version of hell. You know what I'm talking about? For example, like America, I would compare America to the smile demon. You know what I'm talking about? Like there are different types of demons. Like there are villains. You know, there are different levels of villains. The smile demon, it's just like you can't win. In America, you can't win. Like you can't win. And you didn't win by birth either. Really on this planet, really as that is, because it's on this planet, because America practically like manipulates the entire fucking planet. So much that China has to say, girl, shut the fuck up. China really had to say that. They call it, you know, Americans call it the Great Chinese Firewall, and they're just like, no, we just call it stop fucking bothering. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Americans have to fucking create. I know I'm generalizing, but most people fucking agree with bullshit like that and they don't protest against it because it's not called the mega Chinese firewall, the great Chinese firewall. It's literally called China being bothered and saying no because you're trying to ravage this fucking culture with bullshit. And then that fucking like stupid ass Shen Yun, profit driven shit. Hold on. Trying to claim, oh, before China was communist. I'm like, girl. Oh my god, y'all are so stupid, dude. Before China was communist, it's just like I'm pretty 100% sure China is still practically the fucking same. Same. Oh, because they simplified Chinese. They simplified Mandarin, the written script, so that y'all can write faster. The fuck? Oh, girl, bye. They're over there talking about, oh no, it's to manipulate so that people don't know what the word love is. It's just like, no, you can't destroy that word. That word, that doesn't make any sense. I hate Americans. I'm just saying. I feel like Ariana Grande a little bit, but not really. Because she's a whole fucking mess. She's problematic. I don't understand this, dude. How the fuck did I have such a fucking massive sinus problem? Like, I literally, like, I'm being so serious. Like, earlier I had this fucking huge sinus problem. Fucking for like 2 days, almost 3 days straight. It was horrible. I was coughing. I was dying. I couldn't breathe. I was waking up bloody nose and everything, all the sinus infection symptoms. And now, for some strange reason, I'm just breathing normally. And I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like the cold, I have like common cold symptoms. You know what I'm talking about? Like I was having body aches and shit. And now out of fucking nowhere, it's just gone. And that's kind of, I guess one could call it uncanny, but I would call it suspicious. I would call it suspicious. I guess one could say I'm grateful. I'm so grateful I'm not feeling sick anymore. But that's suspicious. Because here in America, there's no reason to be grateful, bitch. The fuck? Be grateful. Look, I would be grateful in America if, like, I actually met a lottery winner. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'd be like, oh, so it is real. People do win the lottery. Okay. I'm just saying, like, America's just so... And capitalism, it's just like, dude, At least here in Puerto Rico, they made they made the train free for the fucking the subway. The subway here, they made it free for like months. I don't know if it's still free or not. Um, but that is so beneficial. That's what rich societies do. They provide like free shit to people. I just don't understand. Like we have these people in America that do stuff just to prevent people from fucking living good lives. Hold on. Because oh no, someone's paying for it. It's just like not necessarily. That's what I'm saying. Like, you never have a say because Ben Shapiro is around the fucking corner, ready to fucking talk shit. Doesn't matter if you're right. Ben Shapiro's gonna sit there and be like, "No, you're wrong because blah 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 blah." And you know what I want to say? I want to say, you know, Mara, can you get your powers and kill this nigga? Hold on, give me 1 second. Can you kill your fucking cousin? Because I mean, you said y'all haven't been on good terms since 2003. So can you kill him? Hold on. Oh my god, I hate this. But anyway, citizenry, the United States, all this fucking bullshit. Hold on. Um, that's one thing I can't stand about the United States, like the ridicule, because it's just like you would think that this would be a country where ridicule was like rare. You know what I'm talking about? By how sophisticated you would assume it is. Ridicule would be like crazy, crazy rare to the point that you can actually like you can remember it. You know what I'm talking about? You can remember it. It's not like it's just a fade. It's saturated. You know what I'm talking about by how often you've seen it. Kind of like how September 11th, you can remember September 11th. Where the fuck? Oh my god, I swear to God. I don't understand how the fuck I'm not sick anymore. That makes no sense. I'm not lying to you. If I were to show you, because I use the same 2 shirts because I didn't have any napkins, and really if I did have napkins, I wouldn't have used that because it would have made the biggest fucking mess ever. So I just used 2 white shirts as napkins, and I'm telling you that shit is destroyed with fucking blood and mucus and sinus infection fluids. Maybe I should sell it on eBay because that's America. I'm just saying that's just the way America operates. Oh, God. You would think that citizens of the United States of America would have health care. I'm just saying, you know how citizenry worked in the Roman Empire? Like, citizens were like fucking like privileged ass fucking people. I'm talking about privileged off the fucking ass. Like, they had it made. That term in the Roman Empire, like, that term, having it made, operated for citizens in the Roman Empire. But here in America, I don't have it made. I don't have it made. I'm just saying I've never had it made. When you have it made, it's like obvious. You know what I'm talking about? It's so obvious. You don't complain because you have it made. I wouldn't complain about someone censoring my comments because they would never do that regardless of what I say because I'm a citizen. That's just how it worked in Rome. I'm being serious. They were not censoring citizens. I'm just fucking saying. And they didn't call them enemies of the fucking state. Because citizens would do their duty. If they saw a fucking foreign or domestic fucking threat, they would fucking call it out. And I've been fucking doing that since I was a kid. And I've been treated with so much disrespect. Let me tell you, the abuse started towards me, not the other way around. Because as a baby, I didn't even. How are you an abusive baby? How are babies abusive? That makes no sense. You need some type of intelligence to be abusive. You know what I'm talking about? Because that has to do with power, having power. When you're a baby, it's just like you don't even know what the hell is the word power. When you think about power, when I thought about power, I thought about Power Rangers, and Power Rangers were not villains. They were supernatural. But god damn it, Paris Hilton is a villain as villains fucking come. She is such a villain. The way she carries herself, she doesn't carry herself with poise. She carries herself with arrogance. Naomi Campbell carries herself with poise. She doesn't run. It's just like Naomi Campbell's on a different. Her dynamics allow her. I'm just saying she doesn't walk around arrogantly. Naomi Campbell just walks around with poise. She's coquette. In Spanish, look. The word coquette just means like Bob Wig fun. You know what I'm talking about? That's what it means in Spanish. I think in English it has like coquette has a different definition. Like it means that you're just like you're doing some shit that's just like to attract male attention. When really coquette is just it's just fun. It's fun. It's like drag queens can do that. Women can do it. Lesbians can do it. It's not just necessarily. It's not just to attract male attention. It's not that. It's not to attract male attention. It's about the bob wig fun. Do you understand? You know when you wear the bob wig? Okay, for example, that song. C'est pour la petite bourgeoisie qui boit du champagne. C'est pour les côtes français que je parle plus anglais. I'm not crazy. I'm just fond of you. And all the piles of money that go next to you. Okay, that song right there, that's like coquette. Like bob wig fun. So, Naomi Campbell is like bob wig fun. Paris Hilton wears a bob wig and it's just like, but you're arrogant. So you're not fitting the role. You're not fitting this. Lady Gaga had her bob wig moments, but now, girl, I don't know what the fuck you are anymore. You're not Lady Gaga. You can sit there and try to make it seem, well, I'm playing the role because I'm still lady and crazy. It's just like, no, you're not Lady Gaga. You're not fun. Lady Gaga is supposed to be fun, not stupid and boring. You're not even making. I'm not even thinking anymore. That's how I know that your art is bad because it's not making me think. It's just boring the fuck out of me, and I'm mad and I'm angry. I'm not angry for no reason. That's another thing that's very insulting here in the United States of America. I think it's the only country on the planet that I really think it is. I really think it's the only country on the entire fucking planet that so aggressively promotes depression as just simply a symptom of having an incorrect brain chemical balance, as opposed to situations happening consistently that just fucking make you angry off your fucking ass and sad as hell. That's what I'm saying. Melanie Barrett, my ex psychiatrist, so fucking villainous. These psychiatrists here in Puerto Rico have been villainous. One of them, Adderall. I would say whoever invented Adderall is not a villain. Nothing villainous about Adderall. Like I would say that it just made my life so like smooth and easy. It was just nice. It was really nice to be on Adderall. Very villainous. Like I would say, Portugal's maturity law. You know when Portugal said like, yeah, adults can use drugs responsibly, so. And if they happen to, get into a problem, we have resources to help them. Portugal did that. America, on the other hand, creates this like horror movie, creates a horror movie out of drugs. It makes LSD. I was so afraid to take LSD because I thought it was gonna be crazy beyond fucking belief. In a sense, it is crazy, but not as they paint it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You know how, okay, I would call LSD kind of like an intense roller coaster ride, but it's enjoyable. And it's not crazy in the sense that you don't know left from right, up from down. You can tell that something is weird, but you aren't fucking out batshit. Like, you can still think, you're aware of what's going on around you. I'm just fucking saying. There's a person, her name's like Kai something, I don't know, but type in, sorry, LSD trip visuals or whatever on YouTube. And I was like, that is so nice of that person to be doing that, because it like clarifies that psychedelics aren't this fucking batshit fucking insane shit that's gonna turn you into Charles Manson, which is what America loves to. I'm just saying, like, America loves to look at small situations that happened with a small group of people in like Montana, in the mountains of Montana, use that and apply it and generalize with everyone. That's the federal government. The federal government does that too, and they say it's for the health of people. Not necessarily so. I'm just saying, not necessarily so, because y'all are okay with these. These are legal. These are legal. Cigarettes are legal. Alcohol is legal, and girl, just by the standards, the dynamics, and the statistics, alcohol is actually the most dangerous drug that has ever been created in the history of all things. One thing I will say on LSD, I wasn't falling, stumbling. I would say alcohol is more like LSD. You know the way they paint LSD? Alcohol, being drunk, is more like LSD than LSD is like LSD. I'm being so serious. They really try to make that. I hate that shit whenever I'm like reading the laws. It's like the laws here are incongruous. Like, for example, like if you were to legalize drugs, like all drugs or whatever, everyone isn't gonna go and take them. That's the crazy part, right? That's even crazier. People that never wanted to take them aren't gonna fucking take them. It's just because, I don't know, like, America doesn't, the federal government like has a big time problem respecting adults and treating adults like they're adults, but also has a big time problem, like they think that, look, I'm just saying, it's like very paradoxical. Like they treat adults with so much disrespect in the United States of America. Like, adults do that. Judge Judy is a villain. She does have some points here and there, but overall, she's a villain. Like, she does have some points. Like, she does make sense here and there, but overall, she's a villain. Because that's not how justice works. Like, you look at the dynamics of the situation. You don't just fucking sit there and be like, oh, you owe her $250. You're an idiot. You're a hustler. You're a this. You're a that. Fuck you. You're stupid. You're worthless. Nobody likes you. Everyone hates you. 250. Goodbye. You're putting money above rights. Who else is another villain? Football, NFL stuff kind of reminds me of the Gladiators. And the arenas and all this shit. It's stupid, and the fucking people, the fans, and all the minions, the villains that are the minions. It's not a fun situation. I've never been to an NFL game and had fun. I've been to them before, and they're not fun. They're just really not fun. The whole crowd, the vibe is stupid. There's an air of heteronormativity. It's not fun. It's really not fun. Like, Fortnite is fun. Fortnite is fucking fun. This Star Wars game I'm playing right now is fun. The Star Wars movies are fun. Paintballing is fun. It's a bit dangerous if you're not wearing the correct gear. It's fun. What else is fun? Scuba diving, skydiving, rock climbing, free climbing. I mean, that's dangerous, but still. Swimming, even race swimming is fun. Wrestling when it's nice, not when it's stupid. The UFC is stupid. Villains, like Dana White is a villain off the fucking ass. Like, just a villain. Joe Rogan is a villain. Like, he's acting like he's a legend. He's not a fucking... Joe Rogan is not a legend, dude. Like I said, Benazir Bhutto is a legend. Greta Thunberg is a legend. People that win Nobel Peace Prizes are legends. Paris Hilton will never get a Nobel Peace Prize. She will never get a Nobel Prize to begin with. So she's not a fucking... she's never going to be legendary. She can sit there and call herself infinite icon all she wants and be like, I'm the one that gets to define my reality and my destiny. And it's just like, not if you're interfering with mine's, bitch, and making my life a living fucking hell. Not that. Nope. Not only that, she sexually assaults gay men. Like, she lives for that. If you are a woman mingling with the gay community, girl, you better have a fucking... The reasons better be fucking crazy. Crazy good. I'm not talking about crazy like crazy. I'm talking about crazy good. Who else is a villain? I don't want to call Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez a villain, but I will say, girl, you need to stop mingling with the wrong people. I will say that. I wouldn't necessarily say she's not a villain. She's like the type of person that would talk to you. I'm just saying, like, she would talk to you. Like, if you're next to her, she would talk to you. Like, you can see it in her face. Like, she would talk to you. She wouldn't just be like, You know what I'm talking about? That's Paris Hilton. I've met Paris Hilton. She does that. That's her. I've seen her in person. She does that shit. Her vibes are fucking bad. They're bad vibes. Capitalism in itself is a villainous system. It's a villainous system. It's just villainy. Because if we lived in a republic, republics don't operate on money. They operate on rights, on human rights. It's a collective effort to uphold a utopia. It's more of a collectivist society. Forget the leaders, forget the elected officials and all that bullshit. It's literally about smart people teaching other people, teaching the next generation to be smart. Really, it's just about making people, for lack of better description, their own leaders. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody else's leader. You know what I'm talking about? Unless somebody needs guidance. That's how a republic really operates. There's no money to it. It's just the people are so smart in a republic that there's no need for money. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So capitalism is very villainous. Bad Bunny is a villain. I'm just saying because you don't speak for the Puerto Rican people. I'm just saying you don't speak. You speak for la cafrería. We have a word for those people here. Cafres. You can be poor as hell in Puerto Rico and not be cafre. And you can be rich as hell and be cafre. That's called maripilis. Just fucking cafre. Of course, they'll be like, you're too Catholic, or you too this, or you too that. And it's just like, no, I'm too dictionary. That's it. It's just the dictionary. I'm too fucking dictionary. You're not fun. You're lame. No, I'm dictionary. I'm dictionary. You're stupid, abusive, oppressive, and you think that that's fun. You think your idea of fun is harassing 24 fucking 7, Paris Hilton. That's your idea of fun. Amanda Lepore is a villain. I wouldn't call her a champion for transgender rights. I'm just saying she just transsexual rights. She's too she mingles with Paris Hilton, so she's a villain. She's on the side of the rude gays. You know, the people, you know, these are the types of gays that think that polyamory is just simply having a boyfriend and you sleep around with other guys and you never sleep with your boyfriend and you talk shit about your boyfriend. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's the type of crowd she mingles with. Andy Cohen is a villain, like I mentioned earlier. Simon Cowell is a villain. I mean, he's British, but at the end of the day, he's a fucking British. A villain, sorry. A Brillin. He's just stupid. Like, he's dumb. I've never liked him. I don't think anyone's ever really liked him. He's just, like, not a good judge. He just, and he wants to call it his brand like Paris Hilton does. That's just my brand. And it's just like, well, it's a stupid brand because it's not fun. It's stupid. Like, you literally look at talent and say, it's not for me. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't give a fuck what's not for you or what is for you. You're fucking ugly as shit. You're disrespectful. You're disrespectful as fuck. You're arrogant. That's about it. Oh my god, the villains. The villains, they're all over the place. Who else? Brooke Canty is a villain because she acts like she cares about the LGBT, but she actually abuses LGBT people. Grimes, a fucking villain off the fucking ass because she's just arrogant. Look at her Twitter. She's like, ah, bah, 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 bah. And I can't believe ya. Why would you not make your body a work of art? And it's just like, girl, you are a 30-year-old fucking woman. Why are you acting like you're a fucking 14-year-old girl that's trying to make sense of the world? You're a fucking 30-year-old woman making statements that a 14-year-old would make. Why wouldn't you make your body art? It's just like, what? Actually, it's not cute. It's not funny. It's trite beyond fucking belief. It would be funny if it was like never seen. Like, it's very, very rare to see someone fucking running around acting like they're a little fucking girl. I'm so mad. I'm so fucking pissed.